Good afternoon, everyone. This is Robert Radford with another 50 years of chess, and today's game is from the 8th of September 1998. For those of you who were alive back then, can you remember where you were and what you were doing back then? September 1998. I knew what I was doing. I was playing a man named M.Osborne from the Down End Fishponds Chess Club. And this game was a league game. M.Osborne was around 1720 rating and I was 1740. I was the white pieces back then in 1998, and I played d4. Knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4. This is what's known as the Nimzo Indian. And I played the most common line, queen c2, c5. It's a very interesting line. Lots of ways you can go here. Pawn takes pawn, a6, knight f3, e3. I chose a3. Mike took the knight, I retook, and then he played b6. So we know what b6 is about. What happens is black usually gets the bishop on b7, his queen's knight on a5, and he's hitting that pawn on c4. But he can also get the queen on c7 and remove the pawn on d4, and that gives him 3 hits on the c4 pawn. So this is what I've got to look forward to with this opening, if he plays it to the book, as they say. So e4, d6, bishop d3, knight c6, that's the first of the 3. Knight f3, queen c7, that's the second of the 3, aiming at c4. Castles, e5, just so that I can't push that e-pawn on. d5. Knight a5, so it just needs the bishop on a6 to complete the triangular attack, what it's going to be playing soon. So I went bishop g5. This knight is annoying because if I don't take it, you can go into f4 in the later stages of the game if the bishop is not on that diagonal. So bishop a3, bishop a6, and bishop takes f6. G takes f6, queen e2. Queen d7, looking to go to queen a4, I believe, rather than queen g4. Knight h4, so that I can get in on that nice outpost of knight f5. And if he does attack the c pawn, I can always drop the knight back to e3 to protect, which he did. But first of all, I want to see if he's going to take that pawn and let me take on d6, because if he takes with the knight, I can go bishop takes, and if he takes with the queen or the bishop, I can go knight takes d6 check and win a piece on c4. So he knows this, and he's gone queen d7. So I'll drop the knight back to e3, so we're very much in a situation that is recognisable in most games. Queen c7. Now I diverged here and I thought about it for a while. I understand about not wanting to drop a pawn there, but I want to get an attack going because I don't want to be stuck with white pieces defending. I hate defending with white pieces. I like to be attacking. So I played queen f3. I've kind of worked out that it should be okay, but I've done that many times and ended up losing, so we've got to see what happens here. He's gone knight takes c4 and I immediately took on f6. He took on e3, something I overlooked because I can't go pawn takes knight because you go bishop takes bishop and he'll be a piece up. So I've got to go bishop takes on a6 and lose the exchange. I overlooked that, I must admit. So knight takes f1, queen takes pawn check, but it's useful over that bishop on a6 because he has really to bring the queen back. Otherwise, if he goes on the back rank, he's not going to be able to connect his rooks, and the rook on a8 will be out of the game for some time. So he's gone back, and I took the queen, king takes queen, and I took the rook on f1. So he has a very slight advantage here because my bishop is in an endgame like this. The bishop is as good as a rook. If you've got a lot of weaknesses that you can find in black's position with the white square bishop. Rook g8, f3. I've got to get my king out of there, otherwise he might get a double attack on that pawn. He's gone rook b8. King f2, rook g6, g3, rook h6, h4. That's it, h4. Rook f6, king e3, rook g6, rook g1, defending the pawn, h5. He's playing that minority attack pawn up so that it disrupts my pawn, still I want to move them forward. But I will get two passed pawns now if I can. Bishop back to f1, king d7, king d7 to e7, bishop h3, bishop h3. Now he's doubled his rooks and he's hitting the g pawn. I don't like that at all. So pushing on g4, pawn takes or bishop takes, and I've got a very good game. My guess is he could blockade those pawns if I took the pawn. So rook h6, rook h1. He's doubled his rooks on this pawn, so I've got to push it on or lose it. Now he's bringing his king across to try and get his pawn back, and I guess he's thinking it'll be an even game once he gets the two rooks from my rook and bishop and pawn. So I'm just blocking off the white's pawns on the queen side. King g5, a4. Now here we go. Rook takes pawn, rook takes, bishop takes, king takes. Now sadly for him, he's not realised he's lost. If you look at the bar on the right, I'm way up. Reason being is his king can't get back in time. He won't be able to get back round behind the pawns because I keep playing things like this. f4, takes, king takes, goes back to the king, push on again. And if he goes king to f7, for instance, I can take that pawn on d6 or play d6. And I've got passed pawns, and this is a one game. So he's taking the pawn takes, king f7, and when I went king d6, I'm just a move ahead of him, and I've got a plus 17, and as you can see on the bar on the right, it's just all white, and it was all white on the night because I won. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. I did. The queen move was a risk to let that c pawn go, but from it came a lot because I was able to get some of his pawns off and get the queens off and come out with a pawn. Usually you have to have two pawns and a minor piece to be equal. But when we've got so many pawns on the board and everything and no open files, it is hard for the rooks to operate. Whereas the bishop, if he's got open diagonals, then you can have a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game, and I'll see you again with another game probably tomorrow. Bye.